Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Got a couple of news topics to talk about in this video. Monster Hunter World, one of the most anticipated games of 2018. While it is confirmed for PC, it's been confirmed for a little bit. We finally got a release window on the game, and it's a window that's gonna disappoint a lot of people. Also, I want to talk a little bit more about Lawbreakers and something hilarious that came out from a Q&A session. And also, there is a progress report on RPCS3 that I want to cover real quick. It's the progress report for December 2017, so more on that in a little bit. So first of all, let's talk about this Monster Hunter World PC release. Now, if you guys don't know, Monster Hunter World is the latest in the long-storied Monster Hunter franchise. There were games on the PSP, a bunch of games on various Nintendo platforms. Recently, they have been exclusive to Nintendo platforms. You saw games on the Wii, Wii U, and 3DS, but now it's coming back to current-gen consoles as well as PC, so you can kind of say the shackles are coming off since Nintendo platforms are a little bit weaker. But nonetheless, a PC version has been confirmed for a while, but we knew that the game wasn't coming out day and day with the console version. The console version, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, that version launches on January 26th, and I originally thought how they were wording it, I figured that we would get the game around March or April, but yeah, unfortunately, it's gonna be a lot longer than that. It is currently planned for an autumn 2018 release. Man, that's kind of disappointing. We're gonna have to wait all the way until probably like September, October. They did say that the game is being currently optimized for PC, so obviously they're gonna be working on the game. They're gonna try to get the game running as best as possible on PC, and it is a Capcom title, and Capcom has done well with their PC ports. You look at a game like Dragon's Dogma, and that ran incredibly well on PC, so I expect Monster Hunter World to be a quality PC version. Unfortunately, waiting 8 or 9 months, that's just very disappointing. But hey, better to get a working product than a broken product, so at the end of the day, I guess I'll have to be okay with that. I personally am very excited for Monster Hunter World. I checked out the beta on PlayStation 4, and I really enjoyed that. Visually, that game looks incredible, and I imagine when it releases on PC that our jaws are going to be on the floor based on that game's visuals, because it looks really good on PS4, but on PC, playing that game at higher resolutions and higher frame rates, I think it's just going to be an absolute joy. Unfortunately, we are going to have to wait a little bit, but still, I'm sure when the game does launch on PC, PC gamers are still going to be very excited for it. Moving on from that, I've been talking about Lawbreakers a little bit recently, talking about how big of a failure that game is. I thought I was going to move past that, but then something absolutely hilarious came out. In Nexon's Q3 2017 earnings report, the company completely wrote off the entire value of Lawbreakers, which means that they now value the game at $0. It is worth absolutely nothing to them, and while they didn't put out a number in terms of how much money they've lost on the title, Lawbreakers write-off made up a majority of the total other expenses in the quarter, which was around $32.6 million. Oh my god. But that's fine and well. The game didn't perform all too well. This happens in the gaming industry. What's hilarious is what Nexon's chief financial officer, Shiro Yumera, stated. Quote, "Our results in North America in the third quarter were below our outlook, mainly due to the sales from Lawbreakers being below our expectations. Lawbreakers is a unique FPS developed for core users. We had very high expectations for its launch, however, the timing of its launch turned out to be unfortunate. Specifically, the blockbuster PC online game PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds came out right about the same time, making the market environment very tough for first-person shooters in general and for Lawbreakers." I don't know if I really agree with that. While PUBG is a multiplayer-focused game, it's very different compared to Lawbreakers. I don't know how much credence you'd have to give to PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds for Lawbreakers' failures. Yes, competition does affect game sales to a certain extent, but there are enough gamers out there, there are enough hours being invested into games, that if the gaming audience perceives a game as a quality experience, they're gonna buy that too. It doesn't matter if PUBG came out. Sure, a lot of hours might be spent on PUBG, but there are people that don't enjoy PUBG. There are people that play PUBG, but they want to play other games too. I think using PUBG as one of the main reasons why the game failed just is very not true. I'm sure it had a small impact on the game, but yeah, I think the game just failed for a litany of other reasons. I think a lot of the marketing for the game was poor. I think everything that Cliff Bleszinski said kind of just made him look stupid. And yeah, it's unfortunate what Lawbreakers turned out to be, because the game itself is actually okay, but an okay first-person shooter is just not going to get you by in 2018 now, where there's so many other first-person shooters available when you have titles like Overwatch, Battlefield, and then even your amazing first-person shooters like Titanfall 2 are going under the radar and really underappreciated. Lawbreakers was kind of doomed from the get-go. I don't think PUBG played a gigantic role in that. And finally, I want to talk a little bit about RPCS3. Their year-end progress report for December 2017 came out, and once again, they took another major step in the right direction, emulating many heavy-hitting AAA titles, including quite quite a few exclusives, like Uncharted and God of War. Some moved into loadable, others in-game, and a few are even playable now. And I quickly want to go over how many games are playable in December 2017 versus November 2017. Now you've got 783 games playable, that's 25.25% over 569 games being playable in November of 2017, which is 18.9%. Titles that'll now go in-game are at 1,102, that's 35.54% over 969, which was 32.19%. Games that'll hit the intro are now at 918, that's 29.6% down from 998, which was 33.16%. Now this went down because more games are hitting that in-game and playable state. Games that are just loadable are at 210, 6.77%. In November, it was at 333, which is 11.06%. Once again, the same thing because games are moving to the intro, in-game, and playable sections. Loadable is taking a hit, and then games that get absolutely nothing. In December, it's at 88, which is 2.84%, down from 141, which was 4.68%. So the progress that RPCS3 has been making has just been absolutely insane. This PlayStation 3 emulator is making progress at an insane rate. Now, you do need higher-end hardware to get these games running from the get-go, but now you've got a lot of cool games being ran in the PS3 emulator. Now, is this a suitable emulator where you can play a lot of games on it and they run really well? No, absolutely not. It's not at the level of, say, the PS2 emulator, of course, but as I've mentioned in previous videos, I never thought a PS3 emulator would actually come to fruition. If you guys don't know, I've mentioned it in previous videos, but the PS3 has a very hard to develop for cell architecture that made it so that a lot of us thought emulating this hardware would be nearly impossible, but luckily, the team over at RPCS3 is doing a great job with it. They have a Patreon page as well, and that's been helping them out quite a bit also. So yeah, I wanted to cover that. I'll leave a link to their Patreon page down below if you want to pledge towards that, if you want to see this progress even more. They've got 721 patrons so far. So that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about Monster Hunter World releasing very late for the PC? Autumn 2018 is the release window as of now. Kind of disappointed by it, but hopefully the product turns out good. What do you think about Nexon pointing to PUBG as one of the main reasons Lawbreakers underperformed? I think that's a little bit silly. And let me know your thoughts on the progress that RPCS3 has been making. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments section down below. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.